That's real nice, Miss Bailey, but I tell you what, see, you're not really following through with your backhand.
Which is precisely why I hired the best instructor on staff here, Mr. Garrett. Houston, we've been here for 2 weeks. Now, I love my vastly improved overhead smash, but I sure hope we wrap this up soon.
Well, CJ, you don't just set a trap and expect to catch a world-famous jewel thief overnight.
Well, I hope my medical insurance covers tennis elbow.
Me too.
Well, thank you. We're very proud of it. Southern California Club #1, home base for our expanding hotel operations and the magazine.
Club #2 is under construction as we speak on Maui, and with any luck, it'll be ready for next year's contest.
Maui. I don't know about you girls, but I'm definitely entering next year's contest, too. So am I.
CJ, get a hold of hotel security and tell them our man has taken the bait.
This is all so very exciting, and you beautiful women so perfectly typify what we here at Southern California Club are working so hard to do.
Hold it, Armand. I said hold it, Armand.
Sorry, stay down.
Chief Powers, meet Henry Almont, world-famous jewel thief.
Presenting the Chapman collection. By the way, Lieutenant Hoyt and the city police are on their way here now.
Good.
Take him to the office and hold him until the police get here. Nice job, Houston. But I still say Nikki is wasting her money having you here. I could have caught Amont if I'd had the chance.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Tell me something. How did you know Amont would strike today?
Oh, it's very simple. CJ's going on vacation.
What?
A vacation to Acapulco.
If Amon had stolen those jewels, it would have blown my airline reservation.
That's very disappointing.
Very.
Yeah, that's why we had to figure out a way to speed him up.
You see, Mrs. Chapman was scheduled to stay in town with her jewelry collection for 1 more month. Now, Henry Almont knew that, so he was biding his time. But last night at a dinner party, Mrs. Chapman decided to return to New York with her gem collection tonight.
It's exactly what I told her to say, and that would force Amon to make his move today.
Game, set, and matched, Mr. Houston.
Adios, senorita.
Ah, gracias, senor. See you in 2 weeks.
Excuse me, miss. listen, I just wanted to apologize for that collision earlier today. I hope you're all right.
Oh, I'm fine. A little shaky. People firing guns does that to me.
Yeah.
I'm Sandy. Sandy Marlowe.
Sandy, it's a pleasure. Matt Houston.
Well, you make a wild first impression, Mr. Houston.
Well, it might have something to do with the fact that I'm really not a tennis pro at all. See, I happen to be a private detective.
You wouldn't kid me, would you?
I know. I mean, not at all. I really am a private. So are you sure you're all right?
Maybe this is crazy, but... Mr. Houston, would you be available to have dinner with me tonight? I guarantee it would be strictly business. I mean, I'll pay the bill.
There's strictly business, huh?
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of. Well, you know, I tell you, I just came off of a long case, and I got quite a bit.
I should have known better than to
Well,
ask.
now, hold on, Sandy. Listen, well, you didn't quite let me finish back there. You see, I might not be ready to jump into a business meeting, but I would very much love to buy you dinner. And if during the course of that dinner the conversation changes to what's bothering you,
Thanks. 8 o'clock?
I'd be fine. Thank you. Now, you were talking about the girl in New York.
Janice. She's the one that first started talking about this maniac thing.
Now, Janice, was she also a centerfold?
Was. That's just it. Janice was Miss January, but she dropped out of the contest.
Go on.
Well, we just finished a 10-city promo tour plugging the contest when this maniac thing supposedly happened in New York, in the hotel we were staying at.
Sandy, you've used words like supposedly and claim. Now, does that mean you really didn't believe Janice?
Yes and no. Janice has a far-out imagination, and sometimes she'd take things like acid and PCP. I don't know. I don't know if somebody really attacked her or not.
Now, you believe her enough to be scared, don't you?
Well, wouldn't you be? I mean, I'm not the only one. I've talked to some of the other girls, and they're willing to come in with me. You know, to come up with enough money to hire you.
To find the so-called maniac, and if there is one, catch him.
Yeah, I guess. And for my money, you can start with that creep over there. He's turned up in almost every city on this tour.
Does this creep have a name?
Dumbreel, I think. He claims to be a reporter.
Excuse me.
Mr. Dumbrell? Wait, no. Mr. Dumbrell.
You see what I mean? It's weird. It seems like no matter what city we're in, I can look up and I'll see his face in the crowd.
Sandy, has there been anybody else like him that's followed the tour from city to city?
Not that I know of. Not that isn't connected with the contest. What will you do first, if you'll take the case?
Well, first I have to determine if there really is a case. And the only one who can help me do that is the girl who saw the supposed maniac.
Janice.
Right. Now, I will get in touch with the contest officials. Maybe they can help me get a line on her.
You know, I feel better already.
CJ, thanks for coming back. I'm sorry about your Acapulco vacation. Could you hang on for a second?
Well, when I heard my name being paged at LAX, I had a feeling Montezuma would have to wait to take his revenge. Now, what's this I hear about a missing centerfold?
Well, maybe nothing, CJ. It just seems like she disappeared from New York, and I'm having a hard time tracking her down. She shouldn't be that hard to find.
What can I do for you?
I'd like you to go back to the office and do some homework. Right? Put together a list for me of everybody that was connected to the New York contest prior to their arrival here yesterday. They all stayed at the same hotel at Barrington.
You got it. Where will you be?
I'm going to be here. I'll have a little chat with the management, see if we can come up with a similar list. Thank you.
Thank you. To my husband, may his new Broadway show rise to the heights and remain there forever.
Dina, you have to start with the booze so early.
It's much less harmful than that stuff you put up your nose. Besides, who's paying all the bills? Did Variety print your story?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they printed it. They buried it on page 19.
Orson, it has been quite a while since your big hit play. Perhaps they thought it was just another of your publicity stunts.
Why? Because I cast a Centerfold in the lead?
Question is, can your star of tomorrow even win this Centerfold contest?
She has to. Well, I mean, Gilda's a natural. She has something very special. She could be another Hepburn, Bergman. She's got it all.
Hi, here's Sandy Marlowe. I'm Lenny Dumbrill.
Look, I know who you are. Just stay away from me, huh?
You can't talk to a member of the press that way.
Press? You're a weirdo who hangs out at beauty contests.
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Who's never had one story published. Now leave me alone or I'm gonna call security.
That won't be necessary. I believe the lady asked you to leave.
Thank you.
Man certainly knows how to make an exit, doesn't he? Now listen, I've got quite a few friends on the police force, and they're all trying to find out exactly who he is, so don't worry about it.
Did you find Janice?
Not yet. She left New York 2 days ago, but so far she hasn't showed up at home. But just don't worry about it. We're going to find her.
I really feel safe when you're around.
Okay, now, honey, that's it. Excuse me, Sandy. Baby, you're up.
I gotta go.
Let's see, you had time for a drink, lady?
Meet me in the bar in an hour. Make that a half hour.
Sandy?
All I can say is this wasn't my fault. If that girl thought she was in trouble, she should have told me. I could have protected her.
Who are you?
Powers, Chief of Security.
Lieutenant White. I want a list of every guest in this hotel, also every employee.
Well, I don't know. That could take a lot of time. I'm a busy man. I mean, that could take a couple of hours.
No, it won't take a couple of hours. I don't have a couple of hours. That dead girl doesn't have a couple of hours. I want that list fast. 20 minutes tops. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
What a stinking world. Butchery, lipstick, graffiti. What the hell are you doing here, Houston?
I was trying to be on hand when they're stuffing one of my clients in a body bag.
That dead girl was one of your clients?
Yeah. You see, she hired me to find out if there was a maniac stalking her.
Houston, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, CJ. Trying to sort things out a little bit.
It wasn't your fault.
You trusted me, CJ.
And you did everything you could.
Did I? She was scared, now she's dead.
Houston, her best friend is here, the girl you wanted to talk to. She's waiting for you in the office.
I'll be in a minute.
Okay.
Sandy never admitted it, but she hated this Centerfold stuff.
Well, then why did she stay in it, especially after Janice told her about a maniac and dropping out?
That's easy. Fame, money. The winner of this contest makes $100,000.
That's what I call a lot of motive.
Yeah. Now, so we've got several possibilities. One being that the girl who dropped out of the contest was right, that there really is a full-blown loony out there.
Or somebody's taking advantage of the maniac rumors and killing these girls for the prize money.
Yeah. Listen, one of the reasons why I asked you here, we want to ask you a couple of questions. Now, is it safe to say that Sandy was a favorite to win the contest?
Well, everybody sort of thought that the contest was between two girls, Sandy and Gilda Rivera.
See why she's a top contender.
She's a beautiful girl.
And she's very talented. She's co-starred in a couple of films, and she's just been signed to star in a Broadway play.
Mr. Houston, Eric Jason's on the phone for you.
Thank you, Chris. Houston.
Nikki wants to see you at the conference room in the hotel. She says it's very important. It has something to do with the murder.
I'm on my way. Listen, well, I have to run off right now, but is it possible that maybe you could stick around here? CJ needs to ask you some questions. We want to try and get a line on everybody connected with the contest.
Sure.
Thank you.
You know, Houston, you and I are an awful lot alike. Shakers and movers. Pulled ourselves up by the proverbial bootstraps. Became conglomerates. There's one thing I don't understand, though. Why did you give up your empire to become a detective?
Well, I guess my priorities changed. I suddenly realized making money was not the end all.
I'm beginning to wonder if it isn't time for my priorities to change. This Centerfold contest, the international telecast, my fast budding chain of hotels, they all seem so terribly important to me. Before I got this telex, it's addressed to you. Apparently you've been making inquiries, but my hotel manager thought I should see it first. It concerns Janice Fields, the Centerfold, who claimed that a maniac was out to kill all 12 of the girls and withdrew from the contest. She's dead. She never even made it out of New York. A janitor found her body in the hotel basement. She'd been dead for 2 days.
She was stabbed to death. With a knife, the same way Sandy was. Janice was Miss January. Sandy was Miss February. That means the killer is working chronologically. Now, who is Miss March?
Oh, Miss March, Gilda Rivera.
What room is she in?
Oh, I don't know. I can't think.
Well, you've got to think. We don't have time.
602.
602.
Sandy, Janice, and now Gilda, all stabbed to death. Janice was right. She said he threatened to kill all 12 of us. Well, the score's 3 down and 9 to go.
Debbie, for God's sakes, will you shut up?
I don't want to shut up. I want out of this contest now and alive. And you'll all go with me unless you want to stay here and die.
I'm with Debbie. This has gone
Ladies,
far.
please, just listen to me for a minute. Now, the worst thing in the world you can all do right now is panic. Now, even more dangerous is this notion of you all packing up, pulling up stakes, and heading home unprotected.
What makes you think so?
The late Janice Fields makes me know so. You see, she dropped out of the contest, and she headed for home, but it didn't take her off the killer's hit list.
Now, you do have a point there.
Yes, but with all due respect to Houston, you may be wrong.
Val, don't you understand? It doesn't make any difference where you and all the other girls are. You're all centerfolds. You all did appear in Nikki's Southern California Club magazine.
So what you're telling us is that the contest itself has nothing to do with the killing his motives? I mean, that he's going to try to kill us regardless?
There is a very strong possibility.
But what do you recommend, Houston?
I say we all stick here. Just be calm. Use the buddy system. Travel in pairs. Just don't go anywhere by yourselves.
It does make sense.
Now, Lieutenant Hoyt is on the phone right now. He's going to have security men here around the clock.
Oh, great. Great, but there's still no guarantee, right?
Guarantees are a little hard to come by. But we have all got the best police protection. We've all got common sense. Now, if we use it, we're all going to be just fine.
Ready when you are, CJ.
Oh, I was ready about 20 minutes ago, and it was still only 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, I punched in the key players who were in New York when Janice was killed. Starting with Nikki Sheffield. She began as an actress, apparently a very good one. Then she became a one-woman conglomerate when she started the Southern California Club.
Not to mention her Southern California Girly magazine.
She also managed to get herself in hock to the IRS for $3 million. Now, I checked that out, and her empire is in jeopardy. But she can get out of hock if she has a blockbuster rating on the Centerfold telecast.
You mean pay TV?
Nikki will receive a fixed sum of money for every household that tunes in, and the telecast will be worldwide.
CJ, that's a pretty cold-blooded thought. I mean, to kill 3 centerfolds just to increase your audience, you know, publicity reasons, hype.
Well, here's Eric Jason, photographer.
is also Nicky Sheffield's right arm. From what I have seen and heard, if Nicky ever got in trouble, he could probably...
Kill for her.
Right. Who's next?
Orson and Dina Lowe. He's the Broadway producer, and she's the bottled and bond spouse. Now, he's the man who wanted to take Gilda Rivera, the last victim, and make her into a Broadway star.
Well, CJ, it sounds to me, I mean, losing his star and all makes him more of a victim than it does suspect.
Maybe. Last but not least, Lenny Dumbriel. He's the self-proclaimed freelance reporter who's actually a beauty contest groupie.
Sounds like an expensive hobby. How's he do it?
Oh, once a month, his parents send him a 4-figure check to stay out of their lives.
Greater love hath no parent, huh?
He's very, very bright, high IQ, and a social misfit. A good word for him would probably be weirdo.
What else does our friend do besides be a professional girl watcher?
Well, now, don't get mad, Houston, but I saved the best for last. This is the dessert. Came in about a half hour ago. Dumbriel, besides being a weightlifter and indulging in a smattering of satanic worship, is also a Charlie Manson groupie.
CJ, you know this for a fact?
Watch this. Look like someone you know?
Well, it could be Dumbriel.
How can you be so skeptical? Look at this.
CJ, get a hold of Lieutenant Hoyt.
Well, don't go so fast. That was just a teaser. Houston, be careful. He was in a mental institution.
You blew it, Houston. You really blew it. Now we gotta catch that crazy the hard way, if we can find him.
Well, all we have to do is come up with some solid evidence. You have any luck?
Only the murder weapon with Dumbriel's prints all over it. Showed up in New York, in the hotel where Janice Fields cashed in. Dried blood all over the weapon. A perfect match.
Yeah, well, maybe I did blow it. All we have to do now is find him before he strikes victim number 4.
All right. Concealed off the resort perimeter, that means our suspect is all boxed in. Harrison, I want you to take your men and begin a sweep of the grounds. Move it out. No civilians, Houston. Get on back to your hotel room.
No, wait, I'm going with you. There's not a thing you can do to stop me. You see, I'm good, I am trained, and I am partly responsible for that murderer still being out there. More important, I do not want to live the rest of my life with murder number 4 on my conscience. Now, you just sent all your men off. You go out now, you go out alone, no backup. The way I figure it, you need me.
Well, I see we made it in time.
In time for what?
Manhunt. Lieutenant, me and my men are at your disposal.
Powers, I want you and your men to go back where you came from and stay the hell out of this.
But these are the cream of the crop.
Looks more like a lynch mob to me.
Well, from what I've seen, you guys need all the help you can get.
Go home, Powers. This is strictly varsity action.
I totally disagree. You know, you might have sold me that bill of goods earlier, Lieutenant, before 3 of my girls were brutally murdered.
Nikki, I strongly recommend that everybody does exactly what Lieutenant Hoyt tells them to.
This guy's got to be caught, Houston.
All right, now hear this. I don't have time to stand here and debate. But if anybody, repeat, anybody in this group in any way interferes with any officer in his course of duty, you're gonna find yourself behind bars.
Powers, get going.
Yes, ma'am. Don't you worry about a thing. Let's go.
Back me up, Houston.
Well, I don't think we need to get that severe.
Let's go. Don't move, Jabril! Police!
Do what he says, Lenny!
Fire! Cease fire, you idiots!
I believe he's gonna make it.
No thanks to this lynch mob. Get him to the hospital right away. Disarm every one of them, read them their rights, and book them on attempted murder.
Hold it, Lieutenant. Drumbill fired first. We only returned his fire.
Damn it, Powers, he didn't even have a gun.
Somebody fired that shot.
Who cares? We got the killer.
Do we?
I want to talk to you. See you later, Houston.
Are you positive of that? Thank you very much. CJ, I think I just figured out who killed the 3 centerfolds.
Dumbrell. Newspaper's saying you're a hero, Houston.
Papers were wrong, CJ, just as wrong as all the people who said Lenny Dumbrell fired the first shot when he didn't even have a gun.
Well, there's a lot of undergrowth in that area. The police assume they'll find a gun eventually.
Sure they will, as soon as the real killer plants one there.
Houston, what are you thinking?
CJ, it's just too easy, too pat. Lenny Dumbrell is the perfect fall guy. I mean, think about it. He's a loner, devil worshiper, Charles Manson groupie. He followed the centerfolds everywhere they went.
So you think he was set up?
I'm almost positive. I mean, think about it. It would be easy enough to lift Lenny's fingerprints off of an object and place them on that knife. Just as easy, somebody could have placed that roll of undeveloped film, the film of Sandy's body, in his camera bag.
Keep going, Houston. I think you're on a roll.
CJ, the phone call I just took. Now, I've been doing some checking the killer wouldn't have expected us to do. I checked into the backgrounds of the 3 dead Centerfolds.
And?
Well, it turns out the last victim, Gilda Rivera, she had a background in half, including a very highly illegal way of making money, and it's called blackmail. Seems that she would lure Hollywood producers into compromising positions, then secretly take lurid photographs, then exchange those photographs for parts in their next movies.
So she developed higher aspirations and decided to become a Broadway star.
That's when she zeroed in on Lowe. She boxed him in. She threatened to ruin his marriage if he didn't star in his next production. But Lowe knew that she'd never make it to Broadway because she'd be far too dead.
So Lowe killed Gilda to preserve his marriage.
And his wife's $20 million.
Then who killed Sandy and Janice?
A man who wanted the world to believe that there was a maniac on the loose.
Phone for you, Mr. Lowe.
Thank you. Yes, Orson Lowe.
Yes, I'm a friend of Gilda's.
Who's this?
I'm the person who's in possession of the negatives featuring you and Gilda Rivera. Very interesting stuff, Mr. Lowe. I'm aware of the fact that those negatives are valuable. But because I have a little cash flow problem, I'll mark them down to $10,000 just for you.
$10,000? I don't carry that kind of cash around with me.
Well, that's why they invented banks, Mr. Lowe. 1 hour, all cash. Meet me at the tramway. By the way, I'm the one who won't be wearing a carnation. Thanks for being punctual.
Just exactly who are you? And how did you get those negatives?
First, the money.
The negatives.
Right there, Lowe.
Houston! How'd you know it was me?
Well, I didn't really know for sure until you showed up here. Question. Why'd you kill 3 girls just to silence one blackmailer when you could have killed your wife and inherited $20 million?
That has been my problem all along. I guess Dina knew if she ever put me in her will, it'd be like committing suicide.
You mean to tell me you killed 3 girls just to protect your meal ticket?
Yeah, I guess that was a little selfish, wasn't it?
Sirens are coming here, Lowe. Would you throw down your gun, or are we gonna have to play hardball?
All right. I said I was selfish, not crazy. You know, Mr. Houston, what I didn't say was I could never survive in prison.
plane leaves in 20 minutes.
Be there in a minute, CJ.
Acapulco, sun, margaritas, bachelors, good stuff.
And nobody deserves a 2-week vacation more than you do, CJ, so let's hit the smoggy blue for LAX.
Okay. Don't do it, Houston. No.
Houston. Yeah. I will. CJ, that's some good news and some bad news.
Don't tell me, Houston.
Well, now, wait. The good news is that you still get your 2 weeks of fun in the sun. The bad news, however, is I'm not real sure when you're going to get it. See, now, we just got a nifty case. There's this business tycoon. Now, he's been arrested for killing...
Anastasia? What are you doing in here?
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I just wanted a little peace and quiet, and the door was open.
It was? It's not supposed to be. We're ready to leave. You are going to the cocktail party, aren't you?
Of course.
We'll go out over the ocean and drop a little shark bait en route.
Wonderful.
CJ, keep them coming.
Hey, you're not...
Surprise! Nice work, CJ.
Save your boss, Houston. I couldn't get the documents. There wasn't any time. We must get them.
And she's right. CJ, take it back down.
Take it down now? Are you crazy?
CJ, cut the engine. Make it look like we've been hit.
Got him! Come on!
combination?
7 left, 14 right, 6 left, 8 right.
They're coming back. All right, hang around, CJ, would you? Fish kick.
Inspector McFadden here.
This is Murdoch.
Yes, sir, Mr. Murdoch.
Unless I'm mistaken, some undercover agents from your department just paid me a visit.
What are you talking about?
Undercover agents. Specifically, a maid who's been working for me for 2 months. Another woman who claims to work for a large garment manufacturer in New York and I've been dating for 3 weeks. And a man who commandeered my helicopter. Now, the bottom line is they broke into my safe and made off with the latest list of illegal aliens we just brought in.
What are you gonna do?
Me? Nothing. For starters, I always keep my books in code. It'll take them months to break it. And when they do, well, I've been a lawyer long enough to know those books were taken illegally. They'll never be admissible in court. There's only one chance they've got. That's to find somebody to testify against us. Now, that's where you come in. The last batch of illegals we brought in. Well, you send them back. Fast.
Consider it done, sir.
Houston, I'm gonna fire up baby and change something comfortable first.
Later on getting comfort, CJ, here.
We've got to break Murdoch's code before he can have his man back to Mexico.
I figure we've got about 2 hours to find those illegals. All we have to do is find the one rotten apple in the barrel.
Yeah, the barrel being the Immigration and Naturalization Services.
We at INS have had no luck finding this rotten apple. That's why we hired you.
But you're sure Murdoch is running illegal aliens between here and Chicago?
Definitely. We just can't prove it. Nor can we determine which INS official's on Murdoch's payroll. I think we've already run out of time.
CJ, did you come up with anything on the records?
No rotten apple names, Houston, but baby has decoded a list of Mexican names with companies next to them.
The illegals and where they were brought to work in order to pay off their passage from Mexico to Los Angeles.
Well, now, those are the people we need to get testimonies from about being smuggled in. The same people that Murdoch is going to try and ship out before we can get to them.
So I think I've got something here. It could be the last location. It's a place named Brady's.
I know it. It's in the garment district.
Let's go.
Please stay where you are. Officers will be checking identification and green cards. Por favor, no se muevan. Los diputados ciudadanos quieren ver su identificación y tarjetas verdes. No hay por qué abordarse solo. ¿Qué dice dónde están?
Vincent, I think I'm going to roust him out of Brady's by myself. Buenos dias, ladies. Time to pay the piper. Everybody outside for a little green card inspection. Pronto!
Oh, no! Not again!
It's your lucky day, Brady. Some of these fortunate ladies are going to win an all-expense-paid trip back to Mexico.
Come on, how do you expect me to turn a profit? You keep coming in here cleaning me out.
Think of it as incentive. If you'd hire some people from the good old U.S. of A., we'd probably leave you alone.
You kidding? I'd have to pay union wages that'd bankrupt me in a week.
Hey, Sirrah. Whoa, wait a minute. What do we got here? What's your name, little senorita?
Look, Corey, I got 2 weeks' worth of back orders on the machines. Just give me a couple of lousy days, huh?
No can do, Brady.
But what are you doing, Corey?
I think this little senorita's got a concealed weapon. I'm going to have to search her. What are you staring at, boy? What are you going to tell, boy, your mama? Huh?
Inspector McFadden! God, what did you do?
She's illegal. So's this one. They tried to jump me out here. Can you believe that? Hardly more than kids. There was a third one, but he got away. He had a knife. But I got these two.
Corey. The poor girl.
Oh, boy, you want to keep your job? You gotta learn how to play ball with the man that signs your efficiency reports. Mainly me. Now you get her out of here. Not 1, 2.
Yes, sir.
What could I do, huh?
INS.
Oh, wow. Siéntese, por favor. Siéntese. Oh, boy. Bad enough you guys come and clean me out in the middle of my busiest week. Now you gotta go and take him away before I can even hire him and get any work
Well,
out of him.
just take it easy. Mr. Brady, I just need to ask you some questions. Now, where did you get the employees that were deported today?
Not on your life. Now, I got a rush order due on Friday. I ain't had any lunch, and I got a lot more ladies to interview, okay? So if you'll excuse me. Next! Who's next?
There's nothing more we can do now. Murdoch slipped the noose again.
Houston, you know Mrs. Estrada.
Oh, por favor, Senor Houston, please help me. My son, my Tony, he's disappeared.
Well, just take it easy, Maria. Cálmese.
You know this lady?
Yes. Maria has a fast food truck across the street from the office. They've known each other a long time.
Please, you must help me.
We'll help you, whatever it takes, all right?
Mr. Houston, you're busy. I'll take a taxi.
Thank you. Please, follow me this way. I found this ball, his soccer ball. Oh, I am so afraid.
Well, just calm down and tell us what happened.
My son, my Tony, once a week he goes to the hospital to pick up his medicine. It's not very far from here. He always comes this way, but today...
Just tell us, how long has he been gone?
Oh, over 5 hours. I called the police, but they say they can do nothing for 2 days.
5 hours is a long time.
Well, not for a 15-year-old boy, Houston. He could be out playing ball.
CJ, you don't understand. Tony's a special boy. He's retarded and a diabetic.
The trip to the hospital is the only time that I allow him to go out by himself. It only takes him 20 minutes, even when he takes his ball to play with.
Where did you find his ball? Do you remember?
See, just follow me. I'll show you.
Who's next? Wait, one in the tour. All right, you come with me. Come this way.
This is where I found it. He would never willingly go anywhere without the ball.
Maria, do you have a snapshot of your son?
See, yes, of course. Here.
He's a nice-looking boy.
Thank you.
Houston, it might not be a bad idea to show this around the neighborhood, what with the confusion about the immigration roundup and all. You don't think that...
It's possible, CJ. Tony disappeared around noon. And that was the same time that they picked up a whole truckload of Mexican nationals. Is this what Tony went to the hospital to pick up?
See. Oh, my God.
What is it?
Tony's insulin, CJ.
Oh, I prayed he would still have it. He needs a shot every day. Without his shots...
Yes, I know. He'll go into insulin shock. I mean, we've got about 48 hours to find him. Or he'll die. Just don't worry. We're going to find him, Mom. Please, I'm looking for Inspector Corey McFadden.
Well, I'm his deputy, Vincent Garcia.
Matt Houston.
Nice to meet you, Houston. What can I do for you?
Well, I tell you, I need some information about a sweep that took place earlier today. It was in the Garment District, a place called Brady's. I understand McFadden was in charge.
Mm-hmm. So?
Well, there's a boy. He disappeared about the same time, same area. I thought maybe one of the officers might have seen him.
Well, sir, we do make several sweeps in the course of a day.
Look, this is the boy. His name's Tony Estrada. Now, he had a soccer ball. He was wearing brown pants and a jersey with the stripes on the sleeve.
Well, like I say, we make several sweeps a day. Faces all sort of blur together.
Yeah, well, look, maybe I could talk to one of the other officers.
Well, you have to talk to Inspector McFadden about that. He's the boss, sir. I saw him talking down the hall with Commissioner Gershwin.
Do I make myself clear, McFadden? I mean, the party is over.
Sir, that bottle in my desk, I just forgot about that one. I mean, after our last...
Don't you con me, McFadden! I can smell the booze on you from here. You're a boozer. You're a bellyacher. And you're a bully. And you're no way a righteous officer. Now, I don't know how you made your way through the system. But if you step over that line one more time, just once more, you're out of here quicker than an MX missile. And you can kiss your pension goodbye.
Won't happen again, sir.
I hear just one more rumor that you're out of line. And you're gone. Now, don't you have work to do, mister?
Corey McFadden?
Who wants to know?
My name's Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator. I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
Shoot.
Okay, look, I'm looking for a lost boy. I understand you made a sweep earlier today in the Garment District.
Oh, yeah, I guess we did. Why, you think, we picked up this boy by mistake?
Well, I know it's a little far-fetched, but isn't it possible?
No.
You can tell me that there's no chance...
What kind of brainless idiot you take us for down here, huh? We're damn careful, boy, considering what we're facing.
Listen, Tony Estrada is a very special case. The boy is retarded and a diabetic. Now, it's very possible that without his insulin, he could be scared, confused, act very similar to the aliens that you pick up.
Don't try to tell me my business.
I am not trying to tell you your business. I'm trying to find a handicapped boy.
No, I never seen him.
You're sure?
You deaf?
Listen, if you remember anything that might help me, I would appreciate it. This is where I can be reached. It's been a real pleasure.
This is Inspector Corey McFadden in L.A. I need to know what happened to that herd of aliens that we hauled out of the garment district noon today.
Now?
Yes, right now.
They'll be shipped out on a bus tonight at 10 o'clock.
Next.
You've got a choice. You can stay here and prove you're not an illegal alien, or get on that bus and go home to Mexico.
If you decide to stay and you can't afford an attorney, son? You speak English?
Soccer.
Soccer. Sure. You play soccer back home?
You'll take the bus.
CJ, I have checked every local, state, and federal halfway house, hospital, adoption agency. Nothing. I even checked the morgue.
Well, that brings us back to the INS sweep yesterday.
Yeah, just the fact that Tony's running out of time.
Houston, you wanted me to get information on Corey McFadden. Now, what I found out is for 12 out of 15 years, he was a top-notch cop.
What happened the last 3 years?
Last 3 years, he went downhill. Absenteeism, maltreating the aliens, that sort of thing.
That's interesting. Well, yeah. A good man, after 12 years, had hit the skids.
Well, if you read between the lines, it's booze.
Maybe it's about time for me to have another chat with Inspector McFadden.
You think he'll give you any information?
Well, if he won't, I'll find somebody who will.
Detective Houston was back in asking questions.
So? We got nothing to hide, boy.
No. She's dead, Corey. The girl you... in the alley yesterday? I just got a phone call. You killed her.
All right. So she's dead. I told you it was self-defense. One of them pulled a knife.
It wasn't self-defense, it was rape. Besides, that young kid saw everything.
That kid is history. He's down in Mexico by now. Alone. Nobody knows him. And nobody, not even Houston's gonna be able to find him down here. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
The boy's sick, Corey. He doesn't know what's happening to him. He's a kid. It's not right.
It's not right. I'll tell you what's not right. It's not right for them to come up here and take American jobs away from Americans. And not right to crowd our schools and to sponge off our welfare. And you mess with our women.
They're human beings, Corey. If you live like them, you try and make it across that border, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're one of them, ain't you, Deputy Garcia?
That's right, Corey. And proud of it. My family was here long before the McFaddens ever left a potato patch in Ireland. Excuse me.
Don't do anything stupid, boy. You hear me, Garcia? Excuse me, senor. You got problems, amigo?
Matt Houston, please. Mr. Houston, this is Deputy Garcia, INS. I've been thinking and... well, I've got something you'd like to see.
I'm on my way.
No, not now. My office tonight, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Come in. You want to see you come?
No.
I should have talked to you before. Look, I just got out of the academy. I mean, McFadden's my boss, and you're not supposed to go over your boss's head, but this is different.
Do you have any information on the boy? Please, I'm running out of time.
You were right. We picked up the boy during a sweep of that neighborhood. It was McFadden. The kids saw him. There was this young girl. McFadden pulled her out into the alley, and he beat her up real bad. And I guess the kids saw what else he did to her. I mean, he would have killed him, too, if I wouldn't have come when I did.
What do you mean, too?
The girl is dead. McFadden had her shipped out. She was illegal. I checked on it, but... man, she died before she got across the border. No one here knows about it yet.
Where is Tony now?
Probably Tijuana.
Well, whereabouts in Tijuana? I mean, a police station?
Bus drivers, they just dump him anywhere.
CJ, listen, Tony is in Tijuana. Find his mother and get his insulin for me, and I'll keep in touch, all right? Listen, I have got one more question. Why did they pick Brady's place that particular day for the raid?
That day, McFadden had made real careful plans for sweeping the valley. He gets this phone call, does a complete switch, and we hit Brady's.
Any idea who made that phone call?
No.
Does the name Murdoch mean anything to you?
No, afraid not.
I have a funny feeling it does to your boss. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. What the hell?
Easy, easy. He's just taking himself a little siesta.
I had to tell him, Corey.
Yeah, I know you did, Vincent.
The boy's sick. He's gonna die unless...
Unless somebody finds him. I know he is, Vincent. And that is why nobody is gonna find him. Homicide, please. Homicide? This here is Inspector Corey McFadden over at INS. I want to report a murder.
Come off of it, Hoyt. I mean, I had as good a reason to kill Garcia as you did.
With one big difference. I wasn't found with the murder weapon in my hands. You were.
It is a frame. Take a look at the knot on the back of my head. If you want a good suspect...
Hey, get off the McFadden kick. The man has worked here for 15 years. Now, you trying to tell me he wakes up one morning and decides to kill his own deputy?
Have you taken a look at McFadden's record? The man is not what I would call an Eagle Scout.
So the man's had a few problems for the last 3 years.
Problems? That man raped a Mexican girl in the Garment District yesterday. Now, today she is dead. Garcia knew about it. Now, McFadden killed him and framed me for it. Now he's going to go after the only person that can link him to that killing.
The little Mexican kid you keep mentioning.
The little Mexican kid happens to be a U.S. citizen who's going to die unless we get him some medicine in a hurry, and he better not get to him first.
Look, Houston, the source for all your information just got wheeled out of here in a body bag. Now, that makes your story a little hard to check out.
It happens to be true.
Look at it from my point of view. I have a very dead body on my hands. A federal officer, no less. Now, I don't know what the hell's going on here, but it looks like that officer was killed with your gun.
That's super. I mean, it's just great. You're going to arrest me for the murder. Nobody goes looking for the boy, and he just dies.
I have procedures I have to follow. Fellas, I have to take you in.
Hey, I am a big boy. I can walk myself, all right?
How the hell could Houston get out? Yeah, all right. Well, thanks for telling me. Up about Vincent's murder, Commissioner. And honest to God, Henry, sir, all this murder business just got me turned around. I think I need some time off. I'm just too stunned to work.
Read it and weep.
Now, that's just great, CJ. I mean, Tony's got about 2 hours to live, and there's no way I'm going to get it past the Border Patrol now.
Houston, with publicity like that, you won't get past San Diego.
Well, CJ, you've got to stop practicing the power of negative thinking. Head for the airport.
Which one, San Diego or LAX?
Neither. Willie Conklin's.
Crazy Willie Conklin? You've got to be kidding.
No, CJ, I am desperate.
Okay.
She's turning, Lieutenant. Stay on the tail lines. Sooner or later, Miss C.J. Parsons will take us directly to Matt Houston. Houston's been with her all along.
I'm a little worried about letting you try it, Houston. I mean, I just put it together. I'm not even sure it's going to work.
Yeah, well, I haven't got much choice. I've about run out of options, Willie.
Hit it, Owens.
It's dead.
Yeah, and so is a 15-year-old boy if we don't get it going. Now, come on, Willie, help me out.
Unnecessary, Owens. And also against the law.
What's against the law?
Shooting Houston's out of season.
Shooting Houston's out of season?
American official with the Justice Department. I got the authority to ask you to help me capture this criminal, Houston, before he causes trouble in your country like he did in ours.
Lo siento, señor, pero no hablo inglés.
Look, I don't understand the lingo, amigo. If you ain't literate enough to speak English...
Por favor, espérate.
Well, maybe you ought to get somebody here who can speak it.
Oye, Lopez, phone the Border Patrol station at San Isidro and see if there's any truth in that loudmouth story, huh?
The boy you are looking for. I might be able to help.
Listen, any help you could give me would be greatly appreciated.
I know this guy. He might be able to help you find who you're looking for.
You lead the way, amigo.
Tony!
Thank you. Now, listen, do you speak English?
Oh, I speak English very good, senor.
You know, listen, have you seen this boy? He was deported by our immigration services.
Sorry, not lucky. I've seen this one. But he could be around. He from Los Angeles?
Oh, yeah, he's a U.S. citizen. He doesn't know his way around here.
That's not good, senor. I mean, muchacho, he could be anywhere.
Listen, I've talked to everybody I can, and I can't seem to get a line on him. If there's any way you could help me, I'd greatly appreciate it. Take me to the soccer stadium. Wait here for me, all right? Tony! Tony? How you holding up, buddy? Okay, just take it easy. Buddy, you'll be just fine now.
End of the line, hombre.
How are you gonna explain this one away, McFadden, huh?
It's Mexico. Don't make no difference, though. You're the fugitive from the law, and I'm the law.
What about the boy?
Get caught in the crossfire. Very sad. Tragic, in fact.
Señor! Señor, it's all over!
My ball! Don't you worry about your ball. We'll get you another one, okay?
Thanks to you, Mr. Houston. Murdoch's days of running illegals over the border are over.
I don't know how to thank you enough, Senor Houston. It's so good to have my Tony back home.
Hey, Houston, why didn't you tell me Tony here was a whiz at checkers?
Well, actually, that's Tony's second favorite pastime, which reminds me, I wonder where CJ is. Well, here she is now. Tony, I promised you a soccer ball, and I figured you could use a couple extras.
Here you go.
Take that. Here, let's go.
Now you know why I don't permit shooting Houstons out of season.
Morning, Miss Kirby.
It's easy for you to say. 2 weeks riding cable cars. Eating lobster at Fisherman's Wharf, Golden Gate Bridge.
Murray, do you remember the song I Left My Heart in San Francisco? Well, I was too busy giving depositions.
For all I know, it was a lot easier when Houston was running things. He won't even let me discuss business with him on this floor.
Murray, what is this?
It's what it looks like. It's a poker game. It's been going on 3 days now that I know of.
Isn't that Toomey Malone, the pro football player?
Ex-pro football player, now a private eye type. Houston used him as a leg man while you were gone. Using the term loosely, the lady next to him is known as Disaster Mary.
Won't matter if you do find it. We ran out of beer last night.
Are you saying this isn't last night anymore?
No beer? What kind of poker game is this?
Come on, Slam. Have I ever let you down before? I mean, that beer's on its way. 2 cases and the usual nachos and pickled pig's feet.
Houston Investigations.
Please, it's Jim Kirby. It's an emergency. I've got to talk to Houston right away. They're gonna kill me.
Houston.
Hello, CJ.
Houston, Jim Kirby is on the line. I think you better take this one.
Right. I fold.
Six times the lover. No help.
Hello, Jim.
Houston, you've got to help me. They're gonna kill me. Look, they're gonna find me any minute.
Jim, where are you?
I'm across the street in the mall.
Well, you just stay put, and I'll get there as soon as I can, all right?
CJ, get a hold of the police and tell them to meet me over there, all right? And it's good to have you back.
Houston.
Jim, what's this all about?
That's the crazy part. It's all so crazy.
What are you talking? What's crazy?
Marilyn, and I love her, and she loves me. Save Marilyn. Don't let them hurt Marilyn.
Well, I won't, Jim. Marilyn who? How do I find her? Jim.
Marilyn.
Hey, what's the kitchen?
can't take a car with my ticket, Einstein.
No problem.
Buddy, I'm gonna have to take this car.
Hey, no problem.
You still with us, Cal? Come on, punch this thing.
You know something? You're an easy guy to find. You leave dead bodies and wrecked cars everywhere you go.
I'm fine. Next time I pursue some criminals, I'll make sure they're a little more refined.
That's right. Be a wise guy. And end up in a metal cage downtown.
Come on, Hoyt. Now, we've been all through this.
Yeah. Guy calls you a half an hour ago. He's in a panic. Somebody's trying to kill him. You rush over, he's dead. You know what? Got 12 witnesses. Most of them think you shot him.
Now, would you just forget about that for a minute? What about the Maryland thing?
Oh, stop them before they get Marilyn. We don't want to forget about her. But don't worry. We'll check all the Marilyns in his life. You know Pascual Martinez?
Yeah. He's the parking lot manager for my building.
He's on his way to the hospital. He was thrown in front of a car. They don't expect him to live. You private cops are like lightning rods. You draw trouble.
Pascual has got to live, CJ. The man has got 6 kids. One of them's not even a year old.
Houston, the doctors are doing everything they can.
Houston, I took the liberty of breaking up the poker game. I've got Baby all set to go in the Jim Kirby file.
Not now, Murray. Listen, CJ, I want you to get in touch with the people who run the Houston Employees Fund. Just make sure that Pasquale's family's got everything they need.
You got it.
I think you're going to want to see this, Houston.
Murray, I thought when I made you president of Houston Industries that taking care of all these businesses would keep you busy.
Well, they do. I just figured maybe once in a while I could help you with some detective work.
Yeah, Murray, when the police find out who the Marilyn was in Kirby's life, they are bound to find an irate father, a jealous husband who shot him.
That's just it, Houston. Lieutenant Hoyt called while you were with Martinez at the hospital. There was no Marilyn in Jim Kirby's life.
Wait, what do you mean, no Marilyn?
Not that they could come up with it, since they know that Kirby worked here.
I get it. So Hoyt figures he can get more from our files than he can from his own.
Yes, I'll hold. That makes sense. Kirby worked in a security-sensitive area.
James Kirby, 32 years old, single, computer programmer, Houston Trust Funds, formerly Houston Industries.
Is there anything about Marilyn on the file?
Unfortunately, the only Marilyn of any note in Kirby's life that Baby could come up with was Marilyn Stein, Kirby's 4th grade teacher, White Beach Elementary School, 1960-61.
Murray, people don't die for their 4th grade teachers.
Right, so I figured we'd better keep digging. Houston, I think we hit pay dirt. The late Mr. Kirby earned just over $54,000 last year, almost as much the year before.
And?
Financially, everything in his life was fine until about 8 months ago, when money started disappearing out of his accounts like money was water and somebody turned a faucet on. When the man died in the pavement this morning, he was over $100,000 in debt. They'd already shut off his phone and were about to repo his car.
We got any information on where all that money went?
Not in Baby. Figured that's what you might be interested in finding out. That, and who Marilyn is, and if the two have any connection.
Martinez. M-A-R-T-I-N-E-Z. Yes, he managed the parking lot. Mm-hmm. He was the head of a family of 6. The oldest was 9.
Listen, have you got an address on Kirby?
Jotted it down just in case.
Okay, thank you all. I'm sure that Mr. Houston will be interested to know what the fund has to offer the family. Thank you. Bye-bye.
CJ, first thing in the morning, I want you to get a hold of Toomey and have him hit the streets, find out all he can about Kirby.
You looking for anything special?
Well, yeah. A man that spends that kind of money, like Kirby, has got to be hooked. Maybe in 2 different ways, drugs or gambling.
Anything I can do.
Yeah. Murray, the 6th floor, data processing. Talk to the people who worked with Kirby. Find out...
Anything I can. Especially if there was a Marilyn in his life.
Right. Meanwhile, I'll see what I can find in Kirby's apartment.
While trying not to do anything illegal.
Perish your thoughts, CJ.
Still at it.
I told you guys we should have done this last night.
Oh, you don't understand. We weren't told to do it last night.
Yeah, I know. Reardon was too crazy drunk.
Luther's right. You know this whole thing with Reardon and Marilyn is right off a banana boat. He's gonna get us killed.
Oh, what the hell? Mr. Reardon, you shouldn't be here.
I needed to see you. I'm under a lot of pressure. There's questions about why Kirby was killed. Until it eases up, I want you to camp out near the Hatter's house.
And keep an eye on Marilyn?
Till it's over. What about Kirby's apartment?
Well, we haven't been able to get in there yet. The cops are still talking to other tenants.
Have they been in there?
Not yet. They got the place sealed. I think they're waiting for detectives.
We gotta get in there before the cops do. Torch the place.
Mr. Reardon, there's nothing we can do until they leave. Unless you want us to kill them both. Mr. Reardon, you pay me good money to protect you. You'd be a lot safer away from here.
I'll see you at the Hatter's house and shoot you. Only kill the cops if they start to search the place. They can't find any trace of Marilyn.
They won't, Mr. Reardon.
Henry to the Hatter's Street house.
Right, you guys are on your own. He wants me to babysit the broad.
I'm telling you, the man's nuts.
You think this one's nuts? You should have seen the one he had before Marilyn, right? He had this hooker look just like Greta Garbo. Had her all decked out like a silent movie queen.
Then he told her not to talk, so she'd be like the real thing.
And one day she made a mistake. Garbo talked. After he got done roughing her up, he cut her tongue off.
Houston, huh? Yeah, as if we didn't have enough trouble.
If he's still around when the cops leave, kill him.
You got it.
Hello, Daddy. I missed you.
I ought to kill you. You understand that? I ought to.
I told you I was sorry. It'll never happen again, Daddy. I promise.
Why do you always have to be such a tramp? Always like in those movies.
I don't make movies anymore, Daddy. I gave them up for you. You know that.
I must be mad. That's what it is. I'm bloody mad. I've given you everything, this house, your car, money. And now I've killed for you. A man I shouldn't have killed, not if I want to stay alive myself.
Jim's dead?
Oh, he's dead. Let me tell you a little secret, darling. The dead are so damn lonely. You want to be lonely, Marilyn?
No, Daddy. I want to be good for you. Please, let me be good.
Game's over, Dick Tracy. I'll take those pictures.
I had a funny feeling I'd be running into you fellas again.
Yeah, let's get this over with.
What I am telling you is that I am sick and tired of following your trail of dead bodies around.
What was I supposed to do, Hoyt? The two guys were gonna kill me.
In an apartment sealed off by police. An apartment you had no business being in the first place.
Hoyt, if you're going to accuse him of any wrongdoing, you'd better read him his rights.
Listen, Counselor, let me tell you.
Lieutenant, now I tried to be nice and let you talk to him while I was patching him up, but being nice didn't work, did it? Therefore, out.
What?
Out! You're a lucky man, Mr. Houston. Quarter of an inch to the right, it would have severed your artery, meaning you probably wouldn't have been here, and I'd still be watching my soap.
Sorry to inconvenience you, Doc.
Don't mention it.
I won't.
By the way, that other patient you asked about, your parking lot manager?
Yeah, Pascual Martinez.
He's out of surgery. And it looks like he's going to make it.
Thank you.
All yours.
You know something, Private Eye? I could have your license a dozen different ways if I wanted to.
Yeah, well, you won't. See, because I have something you need, Hoyt.
You bet you do.
Well, let's start from the top, then. Now, first off, I got into that apartment, and that's where I found the photograph. I couldn't have been in that apartment more than a couple minutes before I saw the photograph.
Of Kirby and Marilyn Monroe.
I didn't say it made any sense. I'm telling you what I saw.
Houston, do you get the feeling that the good lieutenant doesn't believe you?
I just wish you saw more or remembered more.
I saw everything. I remember everything. I'm telling you everything I know.
Right. You probably saw a photo of Kirby and maybe even a blonde woman. In the confusion in shock of taking on a bullet hit, your mind made a connection between the blonde woman and
the name Marilyn. Are
Right.
you saying Houston is hallucinating?
It wouldn't be the first time, even for a trained professional. You know what I
Then
mean?
forget about Marilyn for a minute. Who do you think shot Kirby?
I don't know. But the man you killed in Kirby's apartment was a syndicate muscle. Now, the captain figures that the syndicate has tidier ways of killing people than shooting them down in public malls.
Kirby is tied to the syndicate? Well, if they're that desperate to kill Kirby, it must be just the tip of the iceberg. Well, Lieutenant Hoyt came through. Louis Y. Richter, otherwise known as Eddie the Hammer.
Charming nickname.
Well, according to the police record, he's not a very charming man. 14 out of 20 of his adult years were spent in the slammer.
Any specialties?
Hurting people. Hoyt was right. He's a syndicate muscle man. His stint in San Quentin was because he crushed a man to death with his bare hands.
Who's he working for now?
Well, according to the file, he's a bodyguard for this fellow.
It's Tommy Reardon.
You know him?
He's a middle-level syndicate boss involved in everything. Drugs, prostitution, you name it. Everything he's involved in, that man has never spent a day in jail.
You'd think that someone like that would make a mistake somewhere down the line.
You know, he's made lots of mistakes, CJ. He's just what you would call well-connected, starting with his father-in-law.
Hold it. That was my next presentation. L. Douglas Mitchell. He's known as the West Coast Godfather. Rumor has it he really doesn't like Reardon, but Reardon married Daddy's only little girl.
Yeah, well, the question is, what's the syndicate have to do with killing Jim Kirby and a computer programmer and this whole Maryland thing? I don't suppose you came up with anything we use?
Well, I wish I did. But all the questions I asked on the street dealt with Maryland, and I'm still waiting for the answers. You sure the syndicate boys are tied to this?
Positive.
I was going to make myself a couple of ham sandwiches and chase them down with a six-pack. But with this new syndicate thing, I guess I got a whole new line of questions to ask.
Nice to see you two, Mean.
Mm-hmm. Later. Thank you. Yeah. I think you can afford to miss a meal or two, don't you?
Okay, where do we begin?
Right where Jim Kirby wanted us to begin. Finding Marilyn. Now, I recognized a pier in a couple of those photographs I saw at that apartment. I think we better start there first off in the morning.
You're late. I have business that I... So important you miss your son's confirmation under the holy sacraments of the church?
I'm sorry, Douglas. It was unavoidable. This is a lovely spread. Young Tommy will always remember this.
Why was Mr. Kirby killed? We're all making a lot of money through him.
Oh, can't that wait, Douglas? This is such a happy occasion.
Was Kirby killed, Thomas?
Security reasons. Kirby was going to go to the police. We had no choice.
Why don't I believe you?
Well, it's the truth. I had to have it done.
You have a lovely family, Thomas. My daughter, grandchildren. If you ever do anything to hurt them, or if I find out you've lied to me.
I told you, Douglas. It's security reasons. Excuse me, Douglas, please. Thought I'd given you orders never to disturb me with the family.
Richter's dead, Mr. Reardon. At Kirby's apartment. He was taken out by Houston.
You won't give up.
He found the pictures of Kirby with Marilyn at the apartment.
What?
Well, we got him back. But he already saw him.
Watch, Houston. If he starts to get close, if he finds Marilyn, I don't care what it takes. Find outside help if you have to, but kill him!
washed the car 3 times. How much longer do I have to stay out here?
Well, you heard what Mr. Reardon said. If you get tired of washing, start waxing.
Next thing you're going to be telling me is there really is a Superman. But that lady, she's a dead ringer for Marilyn Monroe.
I mean, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
It does?
Yeah, from what I found out, Reardon just can't help falling for old movie stars. He finds hookers that looks like them, makes them play the part, and then lavishes them with gifts, money, you name it.
I wonder if Reardon's father-in-law knows about Marilyn.
That's a very good question, CJ. Listen, what else did you come up with on Kirby?
Plenty. You tying him up with the syndicate, that was the key. Word is, Kirby was a penny ante gambling man. Then about 6 months ago, he met up with Tom Reardon, and they became best of friends.
Oh, and let me guess then, right? All of a sudden, he hit a terrific winning streak, right? Started increasing the size of his bets?
You got it. Then Reardon gave Kirby unlimited credit and introduced him to the wonders of hard drugs.
That's when the bubble burst.
Like an atom bomb. And when all was said and done, then Kirby wound up with $100,000 worth of gambling debts.
But Houston, now Reardon, meaning the syndicate, had their hooks into Kirby. But, I mean, so what? What's the point?
CJ, listen, what I want you to do is go back, talk to all the people that worked with Kirby, find out what he was spending his time on.
Okay, where will you be?
I'm gonna have a little talk with Marilyn.
What about that goon Gardner?
Glad you asked me that, Toomey.
Hey, Bud.
Yeah?
You got a phone call.
What are you talking about?
Over at the restaurant, some guy's on the phone, says he wants to talk to the guy parked down the street in a beige coupe.
Hey, that must be some mistake.
Says his name is, Reardon.
Reardon?
Why didn't he?
Look, you gonna take the phone call, or do you, want me to tell him you're not interested?
No, I'll take it.
Hey, Bud, this Reardon fella, he says it'd be $20 in it for me.
Am I going crazy, or are you?
Why do you think you're going crazy?
Well, if I didn't know better, I could swear that you're Marilyn Monroe.
Maybe I am.
Yeah. Well, most people think you're dead. Kind of like Jim Kirby's dead.
Who are you?
I am a friend of Jim's. Just before he died, he told me that he loved you very much, and I was supposed to find you because you needed help.
I don't need any help.
Listen, Marilyn, or whatever your name is, you can't run away from this thing.
Please, there's nothing I can tell you.
Of course not.
Mr. Reardon, you were right about making Marilyn stay out front all day and wash her car. Houston found her. He's with her now.
Listen to me. Reardon and his friends wanted to hook Jim. Now, they used gambling and they used drugs. They probably used you. You were the bait, weren't you?
That's not true. I would never have done that to Jim. I loved him. He was the only one who ever...
Yeah, just listen to me for a minute.
You men always think you're so right, and you're always so wrong. Jim... he would be alive now if it wasn't for me. I wasn't the bait. Are you crazy? Jim was killed because Tommy found out about us.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. You can help me put Tommy Reardon in jail for killing Jim. But you got to wake up. You can't go on playing this role the rest of your life. I need your help. Change your mind. This is my card. Please give me a call.
Now, CJ, your timing's perfect. What'd you find out at the computer center?
Plenty. When I arrived, Hoyt had already been there. Houston, what do you know about computer theft?
Well, just that one computer is used to gain illegal entrance to another computer's file.
You got it. The reason that Hoyt wanted to get a hold of Kirby's files is because the police department and the FBI were coordinating an investigation. It appears that our computer whiz kid, Jim Kirby, was using the Houston Company computers to tap into, listen to this, Houston, the master computer for the stock exchange.
That could be worth millions of dollars.
Well, that explains why Reardon and his friends worked so hard to hook Jim.
The irony is that the police department feels that they would never have been able to unravel the scam if it wasn't for Kirby's death pointing them in that direction.
And now that Jim's dead, there's no way to tie the syndicate into it.
So the syndicate just goes scot-free and life goes on.
Well, it looks that way.
Well, maybe not.
Houston, I don't like the look in your eye.
Houston, what do you have in mind?
Well, it's called revenge, folks. See, I don't like people running around hurting my friends.
If the police can't do anything, what can you do?
Try this on for size. Now, Reardon had Kirby killed in a fit of jealous rage, right?
Right?
Well, when he did that, he cut the syndicate and a not-so-loving father-in-law out of a whole bunch of potential income. Now, what do you suppose they would do if they found out the truth about that?
Well, whatever it is, it wouldn't be terribly pleasant.
Yeah.
I do mean I want you to hit the streets, put the word out. I want to have a meeting with this boss man, Reardon's father-in-law. Tell him all about Marilyn Monroe and why Kirby actually was killed.
Houston, when Reardon finds out about this, he's going to come after you.
That's what I'm counting on, CJ.
How in the hell did you know I wasn't one of Reardon's guns?
Because since midnight last night, I've had every entrance to this place monitored with video equipment.
Security informed us before you ever got out of your car.
Now, that's fine. So you're safe as long as you're in the building. But what happens when you go out in the street? I don't have enough cops in the city to protect you.
I'm not looking for protection, Hoyt.
You're crazy. Houston, you know if you're right about Reardon and why he killed Kirby, do you know you're leaving him no choice? He has to come and get you?
We've got nothing on Reardon. Now, if he comes after me, then we can possibly get him for attempted murder. Now, in any case, you'll have him behind bars.
And when that happens, Reardon knows that it won't be very long before the syndicate finds out about Marilyn and James Kirby and why Kirby was killed.
And Reardon will need protection from his own.
That's right. Now, the way I feel about it is before very long, you're going to have everybody that's involved in this whole mess on the silver platter.
Houston investigation. Yes, just a moment.
Yeah, this is Houston.
Mr. Houston, I've changed my mind. I want to talk. I want Jim's killer punished.
Well, that's good. Listen, when and where can we meet?
There's an alley behind some warehouses on 5th and Ocean.
That doesn't sound like a very safe place, so why don't we pick some place that you've been to before, like the pier?
All right,
I'll meet you there in the parking lot of the pier in an hour.
I'll be there. Did I do all right, Daddy?
You did just fine, darling. Just fine. I'm gonna miss you.
What do you mean? You said after you talked to Houston, made him stay away, we could go away.
You really are as dumb as you look, aren't you? Beautiful Marilyn. It's always such a shame to kill something so beautiful.
Kill? What? Kill me?
It's a question of priorities. I can't afford to let you and Houston live.
You can't. I'm Marilyn. You love me. You can't kill me. Please, you wouldn't kill me. It's a joke. That's it, isn't it? It's a joke. Oh, Tommy, you and your sense of humor. I try to tell my friends how funny you are. I won't go. I won't let you do it. I won't let you kill me like that.
You see such a handsome lad growing up fine and strong in Colorado.
Give me that.
And your parents raising him like he was one of their very own. That's fine Christian charity.
Leave Patrick out of this.
You're a slut and a whore. An abomination to God's purpose. You don't deserve to live. Now, Marilyn, you're gonna do exactly what I tell you to do today, or young, handsome Patrick's gonna wake up without a face.
You all right?
I'm okay. Houston, I'm sorry. They're gonna kill us. They made me do this. They're gonna kill my little boy.
Take it easy, all right?
At long last, we meet, Mr. Houston. Afraid we're gonna take a little ride out to the desert.
Well, it's awfully decent of you, Reardon, but no thank you. Really, I've got my own ride.
Get over here. Got a right to remain silent?
Well, in 2 hours from now, you'll be in San Francisco.
Just one more face in the crowd getting off the plane. No more Maryland.
Well, Maryland's gone, and so's that part of your life. Listen, look, there's a couple dollars in here, just enough to get you started. Now, go on, take it, really, please.
Well, just 2 hours to a new life. Just 2 hours. But a long way from here.
That's why we figured maybe you could use a little company. Take a look over there. See, we got in touch with your folks in Colorado, and they seem to think that you'd be just fine as long as you had your little boy with you.
Oh, baby, let me see you. Oh, you're just beautiful.
It's awfully nice.
Yes, it is.
Is he still up there?
Yes, sir.
Good.
I knew I had another bottle of the,
I just thought I'd make myself comfortable.
Comfortable's good.
Hot tubs make me feel so relaxed.
You know, they're relaxing, and for me too. Relaxing. Telephone.
I know. I've seen them before.
I'll answer.
I'll open the champagne.
Good.
This is Carter Galt.
Houston, I hate to bother you so late, but I finally got Perone nailed. Facts, figures, evidence, the whole bag of beans.
Carter, come on now. You've been chasing this pot of gold for over a year now. I can't wait just a little bit.
Ooh.
Listen, I'm right in the middle of a major situation.
Give her my love, Houston. But I need you worse at the moment. They know I've got it. There were two of them on my tail all day. I think I shook them, but...
Carter, I warned you about this. Now, where are you?
My office. But I have witnesses on tape. Affidavits.
You just sit tight, and I'll send the cops right over there.
No police, Houston. Not yet. Look, I have a meeting with the network Monday. When they see what I have, they'll have to give me my job back.
It is Saturday night. Now, if Perone knows what you've got him, you're not going to make it until Monday.
Well, that's where you come in, old pal. I need you to keep me alive until then. I'll meet you at that all-night bowling alley at 5th and Chandler.
Carter... Listen, Lori, I have got an old friend. Now, he's in a bit of a jam. I'm going to have to go help him out. It's going to take a couple of hours.
But my flight leaves in a couple of hours.
Well, you can get another flight, can't you? Huh?
My picture starts Monday, Houston. I have to be in Rome tomorrow.
But I'll tell you what, I am... Darn it. You know, listen, I gotta go and change my clothes. You can cab it now to the airport, right? Well, I'm really sorry.
Me too.
Boy, am I sorry.
Houston! It's bad enough I get all out of bed at 2 a.m. in the morning. Now I get you. What are you doing here?
Galt called me on the phone, told me to meet him at 5th and Chandler. When he didn't show, I went to his office. That's where I ran into your boys. Is he still alive?
Yeah, barely. Your friend was the target of a very professional hit. Did you want to tell me what he was into?
Yeah. I had the goods on Perone, enough to bury him for life.
Perone, the union boss? Houston. The report is washed up. The man's a drunk.
He's a damn good reporter, Hoyt.
He always has been. He's had a little bad luck, and that's it. Now, don't you understand this Perone story was a chance for his comeback?
Wait a minute. You trying to tell me that he's got evidence on a guy that the entire DA's office been trying to get a hold of for years?
They tried to kill him, didn't they? I mean, just think about it. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Why didn't he come to us?
He wanted to break the story himself first. It meant that much to him. Now, if Perone's men find out he's still alive, they're going to try and hit him again.
It's too early in the morning to argue with you, Houston. I'll put a couple of men on his door. You happy?
Happy.
Nurse Webster, report to Dr. Madam in surgery.
Get another line open.
Pressure's 90/50.
Okay, let's check.
I'm sorry, sir. You'll have to wait outside.
I'm working
Pupils
with
are dilating.
Lieutenant Hoyt.
Police department has no jurisdiction in here. Outside.
I am not a policeman. I'm a personal friend. Can I talk to the doctor in charge?
You are. And if you want to give your friend a chance.
Houston.
Easy, all right?
He's going into shock.
Once you see adrenaline, take his strength.
Let's get some pressure on that laceration.
Do what the doctor said.
I got him.
Fine, listen, just relax.
I got Perone.
We'll have plenty of time to talk about it. Just take it easy.
6 units blood. Come on, you guys. We got the CPC, doctor. Prep him for OR. Follow me, please.
Orderly's not assigned to do...
Whoever you are, you have no right to jeopardize the life of a patient.
Believe me, doctor, under any other circumstance, I wouldn't.
Your friend is in critical condition with multiple fractures and internal bleeding.
Somebody caused all this.
And you want to find out who, which is supremely unimportant at the moment.
Could we just start this all over, please? My name is Matt Houston.
It's also unimportant.
Well, this isn't. Now, Carter and I happen to be the same blood type.
Constance Harrison. I'm sorry I jumped at you, Mr. Austin.
Well, you're just a few miles off. It's Houston, not Austin. How about the blood?
We'll need it for surgery. Lucille, you take this gentleman down to the blood bank.
What are his chances?
From what we've seen so far, I'm sorry, Mr. Houston. This way, please.
Good morning. Good morning.
Perone? Oh, yeah. Tell me about the reporter.
I'm afraid the merchandise is badly damaged.
Only badly damaged? When will it be unusable?
Oh, I guess any time now.
I don't want guesses. You make certain, Jacobs. I want that package ready for the trash before the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Excuse me.
I got here as soon as I could.
CJ, thank you for coming. Listen, Albert Perone tried to kill my friend last night, and I want to nail him for it.
With what? The evidence that Gall collected went up in flames with that explosion.
Yeah, there's other copies of that evidence.
You know that?
Yeah, see, Carter Gall was a very paranoid man. He used to make insurance copies of all his work. Yeah, you can be sure there's other copies. He'd stash them in his refrigerator or give them to a bartender.
Well, I'll start collecting all the available information that I can get on Perone.
I want to make Perone very nervous, CJ, and I want to keep him that way till we bust him.
Restricted area, police business.
Well, my name's Matt Houston. Listen, didn't Lieutenant Hoyt tell you I was coming by?
I'm new in the division. Lieutenant didn't say anything to me about anybody coming. My partner. There's a couch in there. He wasn't feeling so hot, so I told him to lay down for a while.
That's probably a good idea.
Anyway, if it's okay with the lieutenant, it's fine with me.
Thank you.
here somewhere, Hoyt. Now, maybe CJ can take it. We'll find it a little bit running through Baby.
How can I make it clear to you that this is police property?
Damn it, Hoyt, Galt is my friend.
If I broke regulations every time somebody told me someone was their friend...
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about a favor for a friend, right? Huh? Why is it always me handing out the favors and you're always on the receiving end?
I cannot just stand around. I can't just walk away from it.
Ben, when the lab boys are finished with this evidence we've salvaged, send it over to Houston's office. I am hiring you as an outside consultant to the department. It's going to take a while. What are you going to do in the meantime?
Now, Galt's got an ex-wife. They're not on the best of terms, but she used to put him up every now and then. If he got drunk or evicted, she might have some information.
The cop you pulled out of the fire, he's my friend.
I'm sure whatever Carter was working on was important to him. But I haven't seen him in months, and I'm pretty busy right now, so...
Well, you can see him at Angelus Memorial. They have moved him to intensive care now, Bonnie. Bonnie, I thought you'd heard. Somebody put a bomb in his car last night. He's lucky to be alive.
Carter knew the risks.
It's very important to him. Very important. He finally has got enough evidence to put Perone away for good.
Look, Houston, I've got customers, so if there's a point to all of this...
Well, I just thought that you might know something that could
Sorry,
help. Bonnie,
Houston.
please.
Don't tell me I owe Carter something, Houston, because I don't. When our son died, he walked out on me to wallow in self-pity and drink himself to death.
Bonnie, he felt responsible.
He was responsible.
It was an accident.
He wasn't there. He was out covering some stupid story. Maybe if he'd been there if he hadn't been such a damn good reporter. I gotta go, Houston.
Bonnie, if you think of something that might...
I know. I will.
Houston, I'm afraid we didn't learn much more about Perone than we already knew.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, CJ. Albert Perone has been the leading force behind union corruption in this town for over a dozen years. Pension fund, manipulation, graft.
He was arrested about a dozen times when he was a teenager. He was indicted for murder twice when he was an up-and-coming soldier in the mob. That's when he was into kidnapping and extortion.
That's right. Yeah, the victims of the family paid all right. I just never heard from the victims again.
Well, that's why he's never been convicted.
The man leaves no witnesses, CJ.
This is what the police rescued from Galt's briefcase in his office. At one time, this would have been hard evidence. But now, I can't make heads or tails of it through the ashes, except for this one item. This was found on one reel of a videotape.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, right. Albert Perone Expo, Reel 5, interview 3A. Roll it. Witness J, a former accountant with the Perone Syndicate. His request for anonymity is respected here. His testimony will make clear why.
He has an eyewitness.
In your own words, explain for us the activities of Albert Perone in the matter of the Moeller Security Loan Group.
Mr. Perone used $9 million to finance the drug buy from the Eastern Syndicate. The funds were channeled through false loans to the Waterfront Workers Union.
And the documents that you turned over to me will corroborate this.
Yes, sir.
And to the fact that Mr. Perone arranged for the murder of...
CJ, is there anything in the file or the tape that might lead us to this witness?
No, and he electronically altered the voice so there's no way to trace him. What do you want to do, Houston?
Why don't you stick with this stuff? Feed everything you can find into Baby and see what you come up with.
When are you going back to the hospital?
Tomorrow morning. I'm sure by that time the doctor will have come up with something.
What will we?
almost had him.
Well, the police got those other two. I would think that would be sufficient for whatever purposes you need.
Those two were paid $1,000 apiece to create that disturbance. They don't even know who hired them.
Your ribs are just bruised. But you have some fascinating old scars. Interesting line of work you're in, Mr. Houston.
It hasn't been a lot of fun lately. Listen, how's my friend doing?
Well, he made it through surgery. We removed most of the potentially dangerous fragments from his head and chest and sutured the major lacerations. Should I lie to you? What would you like to hear? I'm sorry. I'm tired.
I'm sorry, too. It's been a couple of days since I've slept myself.
Well, then I prescribe a hot meal in your stomach and a glass of wine to relax you and a good night's sleep.
Well, I'll tell you something, Doctor. I'd love to have dinner with you and drink that wine. Maybe we could toast Carter Galt's speedy recovery.
I already have a date. My 8-year-old daughter, Jody.
I'm sorry,
I've been divorced since she was 2. How would you feel about a 3rd grade pageant at St. Mary's Elementary? And a hamburger dinner with 2 ladies?
Well, under the circumstances, Doctor, I'd love it.
Under the circumstances, it's Constance. I'll leave my address at the nurse's station. We'll be ready at 6:30.
Dr. Hillman, you're wanted for pediatrics. Dr. Hillman, you're wanted.
Yes, my son, they operate first thing in the morning.
Have you found out who the surgeon is?
A top-flight lady surgeon.
Well, you've got to get to that lady, McKinney.
I have something in mind. Consider the matter closed. Hello, Jody.
Hello, Father.
Don't turn around. Your little girl, Doc, she's gonna be just fine.
What do you want?
You're operating on Carter Galt tomorrow morning. Make sure he dies on that table. You'll have Jody home in time for lunch.
Houston.
Why, am I early?
Yeah, no, you're not early. I'm gonna have to cancel the evening, I'm afraid.
Why, you gonna play and dinner and the whole works?
Yes, Jody's come down with a cold and a little fever, too. Excuse me. Hello? Hello, yes, I was expecting your call.
Now, just remember, Doctor, no police, no conversations about this with anybody.
No, I haven't.
You understand?
Yes, could I please speak to her?
Jody, talk to your mommy.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, sweetheart.
Mommy, you should be here. We're having lots of fun. Father Joe is real nice. When are you going to be back from San Francisco?
Wait a minute, slow down. Where are you?
Jody, look what Father Joe has for you. You got our deal straight?
Perfectly. Could you call me back a little later? I'll have more time to talk then.
You've got company.
Yes, I do.
You are smart, lady. Stay smart. There won't be any more phone calls. And if the reporter doesn't die tomorrow, there won't be any more Jody.
Oh, I'm sorry, Houston. Could we make it another night?
Absolutely. I just hope your little daughter feels a lot better, huh?
Thanks.
Night.
Night.
And the documents that you turned over to me will corroborate this.
Yes, sir.
And to the fact that Mr. Perone arranged for the murder of...
Thought you were taking the night off. Going back to third grade?
So did I. Something is wrong.
Why? Because the beautiful doctor stood you up? It happens sometimes, pal.
You come up with anything?
No, not yet. We were just going to have a bite to eat.
You must come up with something.
Houston, I've talked to everyone I could find who was in Galt's life. Now, if copies of the evidence were given to the proverbial bartender or whoever, then nobody's telling me about it.
Now, this is just ridiculous. I mean, baby is about to blow a fuse, CJ. Maybe she needs a softer touch. Would you please see what you can do to make some sense out of that burnt rubbish?
I've gone over these things a dozen times.
Well, why don't you go over it again?
I intend to.
Pepperoni or sausage?
I'm sorry.
Me too.
Look, the information we need to nail Perone's got to be someplace, and baby, it's just hard to get at.
Okay, what are you going to do?
The same thing you're going to do, only I'm going to take a little more direct route.
Check it out, dude. 12 ball in the corner pocket.
So, Philly, I believe this is yours, isn't it?
Hey, man, leave me alone. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Been a real long night, Philly, so why don't you be straight with me?
Hey, Slick, I got you straight. Hey, man, what you doing, huh? You ain't coming here pushing people around. What do you think you are? Hey, look, the word is your reporter friend's not making him off the operating table.
Some of us are betting differently, Philly.
You're not listening, Houston. Perone, his people, they're making sure of it.
What do you mean they're making sure of it?
We've been in here long enough. Save my reputation, man. Right on the button.
Right on the button, right? Right, the button right here. This will make it look good, wouldn't it? Doctor?
Houston, hello.
Where's your little girl?
She's home. She'll be all right. It's just a little fever.
I just came from your house. There's nobody there. No babysitter, nobody.
Leave me alone.
They've got her, don't they?
Yes. And all they want for her return is Carter Galt.
Want him to die on the table?
Dr. Harrison, ICU code.
Doctor, it's the reporter, Mr. Galt. He's fading.
I'll be right there.
What are you gonna do, Doctor?
Operate. We don't have any choice. He won't last till morning.
What are you gonna do?
Dr. Harrison, ICU code blue.
I've got to go.
Pulse is normal.
Retractor. What a mess. Put the blood on the pump. Suction. Kelly clamp. Liver's been lacerated.
Pulse is steady, but pressure's dropping.
In on Carter.
Pressure's still dropping, Constance. We're losing him. No pulse. It's a straight line.
Dr. Smith, call your office. Dr. Smith, call your office.
He's coming back.
Pulse is fluttering.
Sponge.
He's getting stronger.
Pulse is normal.
In on Carter.
Here you go. 2 sugars, huh?
Pulse is steady, but pressure's dropping. 80 over 30.
Sponge.
Pressure's still falling, Constance. 40 over 20. Pulse is fluttering.
Lidocaine. Hang on, Carter.
We're losing him, Constance. 30-0. No pulse. It's a straight line.
Scalpel. Try cardiac massage. Suction. Come on. Come on. Don't die on me, Carter. Come on. Come on. I'm sorry. I tried to.
Your friend was a dead man 2 hours ago, Mr. Houston. Dr. Harrison brought him back 3 times, but... I'm sorry.
I just kept thinking of Jody. I kept thinking how easy it would be for me to let him die. He was slipping away so quickly. But I couldn't do it. Well, I guess they got what they wanted.
Listen, can you keep this quiet for a couple of hours?
Why? Why?
I need the time.
But they'll release her now. It turned out the way they wanted.
Don't you understand? Perone is not the kind of man to take risks.
But they said that... You don't think they'll kill her?
Talk to your staff. I need the time.
taken care of. Everyone knows not to give out any information on Carter Galt.
Constance, do you remember anything that your little girl might have said? Anything that you heard that might give us a general location where they're holding her?
I barely spoke with her. She didn't sound frightened, but there was something... Houston, Jody said one of the men that was with her was a priest. She called him Father Joe.
Some police station.
Where's the girl?
What kind of girl you want, Houston? I got a friend can get you black, oriental.
Where is she?
What are you gonna do, Ace? You're not gonna kill me. I'm an unarmed man.
No, you're a dead man.
You're a lousy shot.
Where is she?
You can't pull something like this. I got rights.
You got 5 seconds. Now you tell me where she is, or you will not hear the next shot.
Well, reporter's dead. That leaves just one small detail. The girl.
Yeah, I'll drop her off a few blocks from her house.
Why not just walk her into the police station? She's seen our faces, Jacob. She knows who we are.
You can't kill her.
No. Give her a fair chance. We'll take the boat out about 5 miles and see if she can swim in.
She's just a kid. You can't.
Don't you tell me again what I can't do. Unless you want to swim in with her. Jacobs, cast off and take us out to sea. Unless you have some objection.
Cast off!
got nothing, Houston, nothing.
Hell, I didn't get you for murder, not yet. But I suppose kidnapping will do for right now.
But I was shocked when I heard what one of my men had done. But don't worry. Jacobs will confess, and your reporter will still be dead. Now, between you and me, he had the evidence to hang me.
Jody? Baby, let me look at you. Are you okay? Oh, I missed you so much. Oh.
Look at the man, CJ. He just got away with murder, and he knows it.
Not quite, Houston. You were right. Carter did make copies of the evidence. Bonnie Gold just left these at the office.
CJ, these are copies of all of his evidence. Where'd she get them?
She found it in her mail this morning. Apparently, Carter sent it the day before he died.
me at my apartment. And for God's sake, please hurry.
$20 million worth of heroin. Gone.
Su Chen, the woman must have been working with someone. Maybe one of our rivals, and hoping to take over our drug trade.
Without the heroin, there's no drug trade. We must recover the shipment. Do whatever is necessary, but find the drugs.
What about the girl?
I may have made an error in trusting Miss Connie Ling, but she has made a far greater error by betraying me.
Until I get back to the office. Houston, Chinatown's a little off your regular beat, isn't it? You want to tell me about your client?
She wasn't a client, Hoyt. She was a friend. Named Connie Ling. She worked at the County Museum of Art. She was a Far East expert. She called us about an hour ago to say she needed help. We didn't get a chance to find out what it was.
Got any idea why anybody wanted to kill her?
No. I know. I knew her for 10 years. We were in college together.
I need both of you to come down to the office to make a statement.
You all right?
Houston, the man you shot's in a coma. Doctors give him a 50-50 chance.
That's more than he gave Connie, isn't it?
That's him, Matt Houston. The woman's his associate, corporate lawyer, C.J. Porson. She was a friend of the victim. Houston, C.J., I want you to meet Harry Carter.
Hi.
It's a pleasure.
It may not be when you see what I have to show you.
Carter here works for the Drug Enforcement Administration. He has some information on Connie Ling.
This way, please. Your friend was dirty, Miss Parsons. She's smuggling drugs.
What are you talking about?
Heroin, and a lot of it. Enough to keep a city full of junkies glassy-eyed for months.
That is just not possible.
Now, CJ, just take it easy. Let's at least hear what the man has to say.
You can talk all you want, Carter. But you're never going to convince me of that.
Oh, no? You're a lawyer? How about if I show you some evidence? This was taken in Hong Kong a few months ago. The man standing next to Connie Lynn is a known heroin dealer. Please frame it right here. The package she just dropped contains money. The package she just gave her contains heroin. We've been on her for 6 months.
That doesn't prove that...
CJ, Carter let me see his files. It's all there. Connie was using her job at the art museum as a cover. She was making one trip a month back to the Far East, bringing back art objects to the museum.
And heroin to the junkies. Her last shipment was due today. The ship's in the harbor. I've had it impounded and sealed.
Yeah, wait a minute, fellas. Now, if you knew this was going on with Connie all along, why didn't you just arrest her?
Because she's just a mule for the smugglers. I was hoping she was going to lead us to whoever it was.
But cops are usually pretty tight-fisted with their information, huh? I mean, why are you telling us all this about Connie?
Look, Houston. I've been trying to break up this smuggling ring for 3 years. I'm so close to it now I can taste it.
So in other words, what you're trying to tell me is you just want me to stay out of it so I don't blow your case?
You got it.
And I still want to know why Connie was murdered.
You stay out of the way and I'll find out. Wait. I'm going to the hospital and see if I get a statement from the killer.
I'll walk you down.
Nurse Bartlett, call physical therapy on 214. Nurse Bartlett, call physical therapy on 214. Dr. Grenfell, report to Dr. Marr in administration. Dr. Grenfell, report to Dr. Marr in administration.
My name's Carter, Drug Enforcement Administration.
Lieutenant Hoyt said you'd be by. Follow me.
We'll need more room here.
Get the board, bag them. Starting bicar. Get the paddles.
Come on, breathe.
Clear? Defib.
Injections ready, Doctor.
Hit him again.
He's dead.
Looks like I wasted my time.
CJ, just please try and calm down.
I don't want to calm down, Houston. I'm mad. The DEA can come up with all the files, all the film, all the evidence that they want. But I know that Carter is wrong. There is no way that Connie would have been involved with drugs.
Houston, Lieutenant Hoyt, line 3.
Thank you, Chris.
Morning. No, it's not a good morning. Connie's killer died last night.
Well, was Carter able to get a statement from it?
Negative. The killer never regained consciousness. Just thought you'd like to know. Later.
CJ, the man who killed Connie died in hospital last night. What makes you so sure that Connie was not involved in drugs?
Her brother was a junkie. He used to crash at her apartment, Houston. She hated what drugs did to him.
Well, if you're right, that means that Connie was framed and then she was murdered.
Houston, I know the DEA wants us off this case, but she was a friend of mine. And I can't just sit on my hands. I want to know the truth.
Sounds like I got myself a new client.
Where do we start?
The best place to start is the scene of crime. I read that in a book someplace. Come on.
Houston, don't! It's Sam, Connie's brother.
I see you've got some explaining to do.
You better start talking to me. What's the idea of tearing this place apart?
Just what the hell were you looking for?
I was looking for money.
Oh, so you can stick some more poison in your
No,
arm?
I got enough for a couple of days. I need money to get away. Please, CJ, you gotta help me. I got some friends in New York. They'll hide me. Listen.
No, you listen to me. You just listen to me, you poor little burnt-out junkie. Hey, your sister's dead. She deserved a whole lot better out of life. You better start answering some questions. The first one, was Connie smuggling heroin?
Oh, Sam, why? There has to be a reason for it.
Go on, answer her.
Me. She did it for me. I owed So-Chin money, a lot of money.
Who is So-Chin?
He's the power in Chinatown. He told Connie to do what he said or I was dead.
Okay. Let me guess. So-Chin knew that Connie took trips to Hong Kong. He knew this provided a cover.
Let me just guess who's the one in the first place that told So-Chin about the trips. That's charming.
At first, Connie refused, even when I begged her. Then suddenly she got a phone call and changed her mind.
Sam, who's the phone call from? So-Chin?
I don't know. I don't think so. At first, the shipments were small. So-Chin was testing her. This last one was 50 pounds.
50 pounds doesn't sound very small to me.
And now it's missing. Connie's dead, and if So-Chin finds me, I'm dead too. Listen, just give me some money. Let me...
I'll tell you what. I'll give you something better than money. I'll give you protection.
Don't worry, Houston. I know a place where he'll be safer than a third-string quarterback at halftime.
Hey, didn't you used to be Two-Mean Malone, the baddest linebacker in the NFL?
Now, CJ, Two-Mean is going to stash Sam and hit the streets with a mouthful of questions.
What's the next step?
I think we ought to do some homework.
Sue Chin, one of the biggest crime lords in the city.
I read about him, CJ. It seems like he's got his fingers in more pies than Sarah Lee.
And all of them illegal. Drug trafficking, gambling, extortion. He's a real smart cookie, Houston. The police have been trying to nail him for years, unsuccessfully.
And a very ruthless man. Seems like all of his enemies wind up on the obituary page.
Like Connie.
Maybe not, CJ. You said yourself he's a very smart man. Now, remember what Connie's brother told us? Sue Chin still does not know where that heroin is.
You're right. It wouldn't have been very smart of Sue Chin to murder Connie before he knew where the drugs were.
Mm-hmm. A man like that would probably just torture her until she told him where the drugs were.
And then kill her.
Yeah. Sue Chin. He's probably not our man, CJ.
Do you have any idea who is?
Somebody who's come into 50 pounds of heroin recently.
Houston.
Looks like you were right, Houston. There's no heroin on the street. A regular panic in Needle Park.
Have you got any idea who hijacked Sue Chin's shipment?
No, but I'll tell you one thing. He's one brave dude. You heard of an eye for an eye? Well, Sue Chin believes in 2 eyes, 1 nose, both ears, and all your teeth for an eye. He's not a nice man.
This is true. Let's just keep digging to me. Now, that dope has got to hit the street sooner or later. When that tap is turned on, I want to know whose hand is on the faucet.
You got it.
So far, whoever's got that heroin is just sitting on it.
Well, it's worth $20 million. They're not going to hold it forever.
Yeah. That's right, CJ. And from what Too Mean tells me, the people in the streets are chomping at the bit. There's no heroin out there.
And they say we Chinese are the inscrutable ones.
You can keep it if you like.
You're quite generous with my property.
Sue Chin, I have 199 bags just like it.
Before we begin negotiations, Mr. Carter, you must tell me how you managed to come into possession of my heroin.
When you ordered Connie Ling to start smuggling drugs to keep her brother alive, she phoned the Drug Enforcement Agency.
And you got the phone call.
I got it. She was working for me all along. She thought I was waiting for a big enough shipment so I could arrest you.
When you were actually waiting for a big enough shipment to steal.
You see, I have my retirement fund to think of.
And it was you that spread the rumor my shipment was hijacked.
Sue Chin, I knew right where it was. It was easy for me to take before your men arrived.
Then you had the girl killed.
I had to tie up loose ends.
So, how much will it cost to get my property back?
Sue Chin, I'm not greedy. It's worth $20 million. I just want 2.
I'll need time to get the money.
48 hours max. Before I put it on the auction block to your competitors.
Fine. Name the time and place.
Not so fast. So far, I've been able to keep the police out of this investigation. We have a problem. There's a detective named Matt Houston and his lawyer partner, C.J. Parsons.
What about them?
They're investigating the girl's murder. It's just a matter of time before they tie me up to Connie Ling.
What would you like me to do?
Kill him.
Consider it done.
All right.
Houston, whoever stole that heroin is just sitting on it. Why?
You mean, why aren't they selling it? That's a very good question, CJ.
You got a good answer?
Well, CJ, the way I figure it, whoever has that heroin had to be close enough to Connie to steal it. But evidently they don't have the connections in the drug trade to sell it.
Which is why we're looking for a name. Some indication of who would be close enough to Connie to know she was smuggling drugs.
CJ, listen, did Connie mention anything about her new boyfriend or any new friends at all?
No, not that I can recall.
Well, when was the last time that you talked to her?
About a month ago, we had lunch. But we used to talk on the phone at least once a week.
Wait a minute.
What?
Telephone, CJ. So if you called her once a week,
She would also talk to whoever she knew was smuggling heroin.
Bingo. Connie's phone bill.
But phone bills only have numbers, not names.
That's why I plan to let our fingers do the walking, CJ.
Orderlies not assigned to duty, report to emergency. Orderlies not assigned to duty, report to emergency.
As far as you go.
Nurse Webster, report to Dr. Badham's surgery. Nurse Webster, report to Dr. Badham's surgery.
Chris called and told me what happened. How's CJ?
There's no word yet.
I saw a coffee machine down the hall. Why don't we wait together? Yeah. Okay. Well, I heard it from 3 different sources. Sue Chen's going to be back in business by tomorrow.
Doesn't leave us much time, does it?
Mr. Houston? She's gonna make it.
Oh, thank God. Listen, can I see her?
Yeah, just for a minute.
Hiya, boss.
Hi, CJ.
I'm sorry, Houston.
What are you sorry about?
For all the worry I caused you. They told me it was touch and go for a while.
I did say a prayer or two. How you feeling?
Better now that I'm looking at my favorite face in the whole world.
Hello, yeah, this is Tony Stewart. I'm a friend of Connie Ling's. She told me if I ever needed to get a hold of her that you just might be... I'm sorry, what? Well, no, I hadn't heard. I'm sorry. Listen, tell me something, Cindy. Did you... It's Betty? Betty Gimble. You were her hairdresser. I'm sorry. I probably called it a bad time. Thank you.
Tell me, Eli, how good a friend of Connie's were you? Her car mechanic. No, I don't know what the family's planning to do with the car.
Did you come up with anything?
I know where you can get a Fiat fixed.
Great. Excuse me?
What happened?
Well, I just got the Drug Enforcement Administration.
Well, if Connie was smuggling drugs, why would she be talking to the Heat?
Well, maybe she wasn't talking to him. Now, she's got the brother, Sam. He was a junkie. Used to hang out at her place once in a while.
Well, lots of junkies snitched to the man for some extra dough. Do you think he called the DEA?
Let's ask him. So where'd you stash it?
At your beach house.
My beach house? Well, why my beach house?
Because it's safe.
Well, why not your house?
What? A spaced-out junkie in my home? Houston, I got an image to maintain.
Houston, just what in the hell is going on? I just found out that CJ is in the hospital with a bullet wound. Carter's been jumping on my back. I mean, I thought you were going to stay off this case.
See, I'd love to chat with you, but I'll tell you what, I really got to run right now. Yeah.
Hey, what about CJ? Where?
Well, I'll tell you, she's in Wilshire Memorial Hospital. Give her a call.
Houston!
How's our house guest? He tried to make a break for it, but I caught him. He said if he tried it again, I'd rip his lips off.
Tell me something. Did you ever make a call to the DEA from Connie's apartment?
You crazy, man?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time a junkie snitched to the man for some powdered sugar.
But it was my own sister that was bringing the stuff in. I never would have set her up.
Now, wait a minute. Did you not tell me that Connie only agreed to work for Sue Chin after she got a particular phone call?
Yeah. She was scared, real scared. I said, okay.
Houston, you've got that funny look on your face again.
Yeah, it's the same one I always get when I realize I've been conned. CJ was right to me, and Connie was not smuggling drugs. She was working undercover for the government.
So Connie called the DEA?
That's right. She was double-crossed by a certain DEA agent named Harry Carter.
Central Division.
Yeah, please, this is Matt Houston. I need a location on Lieutenant Hoyt immediately.
He's on his way to Wilshire Memorial Hospital.
Well, please, just tell him sit tight there. It's very important. I have to talk to him. Thank you. So far, the only hard evidence we've got is Connie's phone bill.
Well, you need more than that to convince Hoyt.
Right, unless we can catch Carter with the heroin, it's going to be a hard thing to convince the jury of.
I don't think those guys are from the Welcome Way.
Yeah. Listen, when we divide and conquer.
Huh?
Split up, Tulane.
I said freeze.
No, you don't understand. My name's Matt.
That's better. Now everybody up against the car and spread them. Come on, turn around.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Harry Carter of the DEA. I'd like to speak with Miss Parsons.
Carter. Outside. What are you doing here?
Probably the same thing you were, I just want to get a statement from the lady.
Well, neither one of you are going to talk to her. Not now, at least. She's sleeping, and I don't want her disturbed. I'll be happy to call you at your offices as soon as she's able to see you. Phone? Nurse's station.
I have a staff meeting, so I'll talk to you later.
Take it easy. Hoyt here.
Lieutenant, Matt Houston called. I told him you were at the hospital, and he asked if you'd wait there for him.
Did he say what he wanted?
No, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Thorpe, would you please tell these guys who I am?
His name's Matt Houston. He's a PI. I'll vouch for him.
Thank you. All right, go ahead.
Houston?
All right. Yeah, he's with me.
Get out of here.
Houston.
My office called. Said you wanted to see me. What's up?
Hoyt, have you seen Carter?
He just left.
Well, you have got to stop him, all right? Now, he is the one that set up Connie.
You were going to leave me.
No.
Yeah, fine. Thanks.
Well, what'd you find out?
He said you and Toomey tried to mug he and his friend.
Well, I have to give him credit for originality. Who is he?
Want to see Chance Henchman?
Yeah, well, I'll bet you if you run he and his partner's gun through ballistics, you're bound to come up with a weapon that hits CJ.
Very good, Houston. You get that from one of your private eye manuals?
Yes. Matter of fact, I did. Same place I learned the term APB, as in finding Carter, Hoyt.
Well, we got his house all staked out. Every cop in the city's looking for him. But Carter's a trained cop. He'll be a tough man to find.
Yeah, well, maybe not. You see, I talked to Toomey. Now, he said the word's out on the street. Pushers will be getting their goodies tomorrow by noon.
Meaning?
Meaning that Carter's got to pick up that heroin. Now, he stashed it. Probably someplace that he thought it would be safe.
All we gotta do is find out where. Got any ideas?
Just might have. Make like a statue, Carter. Now lose your gun. Real easy. Now turn around nice and slow. Kind of a long night. I was beginning to wonder if I'd guessed wrong.
How'd you know where I was?
You told me yourself. When you told me that you had this ship sealed and impounded. All right, come on in, Hoyt. He's all yours.
give up.
Houston, the man said give up.
Not yet, he doesn't. Now he does.
Hi.
CJ. Listen, I didn't mean to wake you up.
I'm
CJ.
glad you did.
Listen, doctor's telling me you're going to be out of here in a couple of days.
Houston, I'm ready to get out of here now. I have 3 court cases.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Now, I've already postponed those.
Well, the work at the office must be backed
Well,
up.
Chris and Two Mean are pitching in. They're doing just fine. Things are running along smooth as silk.
What you're trying to say is you don't need me.
Not at all. It's going to be real nice to have you back where you belong.
It's nice to be wanted.